What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dueling King, and I'm bringing you guys some Call of Duty World War II gameplay. And the topic of this video is going to be my thoughts on the new Commando division from the Shadow War. I almost called it Shadow of War. The Shadow War DLC that recently dropped in Call of Duty World War II, and I'm just gonna give it to you guys straight. I mean, a lot of the times with these divisions, when they drop, either the change in the gameplay or the mechanics or whatever oftentimes divide the community right down the middle. Case in part with the cavalry division, it was really something that at first, I'm going to be honest, I really didn't like it. I thought, like I said, some of the phrases I used was walking trash cans. It wasn't something that I really appreciated, and I didn't really see a lot of use for it and the riot shield in particular. But as time progressed and as things moved on, I saw it from a few different standpoints, and it really ended up being something that I didn't really mind so much, and so on and so forth. And the Commando division is actually something that's very funny because honestly, it feels very, very funny and almost trollish, and as in like. It just, I would almost say, like, as being able to lay down attack insertion, that alone seems like it should be like something that you would view it as almost, I wouldn't say trollish, but yeah, that would be the term I would use. Would be, it's something that you lay it down very, very soon, as soon as you come into play. And like I try to lay it down as early as possible, just because if you get killed immediately, you can kind of get those spawn killers. I mean, granted, there is a chance that you get shot out of the sky from them while you're spawning in, but that's something that just comes along with the gameplay. And I actually really like the idea of paratrooping in, like I said before, because it gives you a slight advantage for spawning in against spawn campers. And then it also, like I said, if it is really hilarious when either you see someone spawning in and they're paratrooping in and they get killed, or when you're paratrooping in and you get killed. It is, I gotta be honest, it is actually really funny. And several times in this gameplay, I try and place my attack insertion down while I'm paratrooping in. That's something you can't do. So anyway, like I said, it makes dying feel a little bit less shitty. I mean, nobody likes dying in video games, but I mean, it feels a little bit less bad when you do know you're going to be paratrooping in and you do have a chance of either A, getting that revenge kill, or B, it is kind of funny when you do get shot out of the sky. To me, it is kind of funny, and that is, maybe that is something that's a little bit stupid or whatever. But something that I also wanted to note, it seems pretty obvious, or it didn't seem obvious to me in this gameplay. There were a few times when I did it, but you can't set the attack insertion indoors. I mean, that seems, like I said, it seems like it should be fairly obvious. But also, if flak towers are up, you can't use it, I don't believe. Either you can't place it, or you get shot out of the sky. I'm not sure if you get shot out of the sky or you can't place it. Also, I believe the attack insertions can be shot and destroyed. So if you see one, I mean, you can shoot it and destroy it, but I'm sure you would just wait for someone to spawn in and hope they didn't see you. But I mean, I'm sure camping spawn insertions are something that happen, that are going to happen in this game, and as they happened in other games as well that had attack insertion previous to World War II. And then I'm going to get on to the other points other than just the paratrooping in standpoint. I have the gameplay of mainly just me running around with it and paratrooping in, but I want to talk a little bit about the health regen and then the kill regen mechanism that they added for when, for health regen, because with this new division you get better health regen, and then upon getting kills you also get quicker health regen. I think it's awesome because it really helps address a lot of the complaints that happened with the health regen issues that a lot of people that I've heard from. In fact, I feel like with this new division and with the other basic trainings from the old school playlist, I believe that really is going to make it so that there's going to be basically almost like a throwback. That's what it's called, the throwback playlist. It's going to kind of make it almost like a complete separate game for people who have those complaints. So if you play those playlists with this division, it'll almost feel like a completely different game. To me, at least, I feel like it would be a completely different game. And plus, it's really only going to be an issue for people who are really good, because if you're killing a lot of people, then you're a really good player in general in the first place, and so it's going to grant you better health regen, and you're going to get quicker health regen with the division anyway. It's really only going to benefit the really, really elite players. Like for me, it's not going to benefit me too much. The paratrooping in is going to be the main reason why I use it, because I think that's a funny mechanism and I really enjoy it. But next thing I wanted to talk about was multi-kills and headshots grant more score streak plus ammo. This is pretty much the same thing that I mentioned in the previous statement. To me, it's really only going to matter with the really great players. Like, it's only going to really benefit and make the really, really good players seem, overpowered, which, like, those players were already good in the first place. So I don't think it's going to turn me into, like, this super soldier awesome. Like, through, I believe, all of this gameplay, I was running around using requisitions, and I was not really, like I said, it was just me running around. I recently prestiged, and so I was just running around with this new division, and I was having a blast. I was having a really good time. And no, that was one of the things that I wanted to address also. Some people were talking about whether or not it was going to be overpowered. People said that about every division. There have been a lot of divisions that have come out. Like, people thought that the Resistance division was going to be overpowered, and it's not. I mean, it's not, and neither is, Cavalry's annoying, but it's not overpowered, and Commando's not going to be overpowered either. At least I don't think it's going to be. And then also the final benefit of this new division is you can take a second basic training. So this is incredible, because one of the biggest, I guess I would say, complaints about the game from my aspect of it, at least, is just there's a slight lack of customization to your loadouts, and that's something that has been a big complaint from a lot of people, I believe, through the Call of Duty community for this game in particular, because there have been several other games where, with the Pick 10 and with other Call of Duty games, you've been able to customize your loadout a lot more detailed than you have in this. I believe that being able to take a second basic training will help you from at least from my personal standpoint, at least from the perspective of being able to mix and match with this in particular. It kind of also, this particular division allows you taking two, so all of the other perks that you get from this division are just the other things you have to take, and you can't, customize too much, but it does allow you to take a second basic training, which I think is pretty cool, because this division to me it feels like a slightly, I wouldn't say better, but a slightly altered expeditionary, in the sense it grants you it grants you ammunition over getting multi kills and getting headshots. And so it's a little bit different, but it does grant you some ammo. So you maybe could substitute running expeditionary for running this and give that a try. And then you can also run two basic trainings. One of them could be, I think there's like a scavenger one that you get for prestiging expeditionary or something, or maybe you don't get it for prestiging expeditionary. But there's like a scavenger one, so you can really replace that. That. If you really want to get ammunition that much, you can replace it with that. And you can run a second basic training as well. So I'm really excited to see all of the different combinations that I'm going to mix and match with all of the basic trainings. Like I said, I recently before prestiged, so I'm not really going to get a chance to mix and match very soon with a lot of the really good basic trainings. But as time moves on and as I level up more and continue getting through this prestige stage, I'm going to probably prestige again. I'm going to probably continue prestiging until Black Ops 4 comes out. But I won't be able to use a lot of the other awesome basic trainings that you get leveled up a little bit further down the road until a little later. But that'll pretty much do it for the video. I honestly, if I had to give it a rating, I really do enjoy it, and I'd give like a 9 out of 10. Like, I really like the Commando. Like, to be honest with you, I think it was a huge step in the right direction for World War II in general, and I think that honestly it's gonna be a good mechanism for the game, and I think it's gonna really help out with gameplay, and I think it's, I like it. But that'll pretty much do it. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more. I'm always uploading new gameplay all the time, and yeah, that'll pretty much do it. Thank you guys so much, and peace out.